Motion approving resolution number 2238, accepting Destination Iowa Outdoor Recreation Grant Agreement between the Iowa Economic Development Authority, the City of Sioux City, the City of Sergeant Bluff, and the City of Lamar's in the amount of $7 million.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Goodchild.
Yes.
Wick.
Yes.
Bruns.
Yes.
Sturgeon.
Yes.
That's
Motion carried. Moving on. Action item number 3, American Rescue Plan Act funds, ARPA. Okay.
Motion.
It has been suggested that we table this item, so
I don't think table that.
we have a motion.
That's seconded.
We have a second. We have to roll call that, since it's a roll call item.
When in doubt, just do a roll call.
Yeah.
Roll call.
Roll call, please.
Goodchild.
Yes.
Wick.
Yes.
Sturgeon.
Yes.
Bruns.
Yes.
Motion carried. So if anybody's questioning that, we really don't have to determine the usage of funds until December 31st, 2024, and usage by December 31st, 2026. So that's one of the reasons we decided to just table it here. Yeah, wait till Mike is here and everyone's here, so. Okay, action item number 4, Frosty Cross funding request. There we go. The CBB Tourism Committee recently received a funding request for the Frosty Cross event. The event has traditionally been considered an annually forever funded project from hotel motel funds. However, during the grant budget process of fiscal year 2022-2023, funding for the event was eliminated as they were not planning on holding the event in 2022. Since then, there is a renewed interest in having the event this fall if funding is available. In previous years, $3,000 has been allocated to the event. The CBB Tourism Committee is recommending the funding request of $3,000 be approved. So the requested funds would come from hotel motel funds, tax funds. Attached is a recap of the hotel motel fund showing the current balance, outstanding commitments, budgeted receipts, and an estimated fiscal year end balance. So I did speak with Councilman Sturgeon about the ramp that we've been requesting that be destroyed, and he assured me that if they don't use it this year, it'll be destroyed soon. If they do use it this year, it'll be destroyed after the event. Is that correct?
Correct. We actually, I believe, had already kind of given the go-ahead for city workers. They wanted to do it, to destroy it. And when this came back up on our radar, we thought we'd take a look at it, see if it could be utilized. If it can't, we'll let you know the minute we know that, and you can get it gone. Otherwise, right after this event, which is like the second week of November, then it can be destroyed. In any event, it would be a one-time use again.
Who owns it?
I believe it was built by Mark Drew, Monty Brent, some of those folks from the CJC, and probably their funds, maybe some grant funds helped buy it. I don't think anybody wants to own it. They just want to use it and get it gone.
What it sounds like.
It's an eyesore, and I think it's a safety hazard too.
I couldn't write up it, so I figured the safety hazard. And to clarify too, I think this would be kind of like the last hurrah for this Frosty Cross event. It was, not 100% that we would have enough people that would want to get together and put it on, but we decided we'd give it one more shot. So
I thought it was pretty well attended.
it really was, but I think a lot of the people that helped with it and really did a lot of the heavy lifting have gone on to other cities and other jobs, and it all falls on Kevin Richards and in the bike club, and most of the people in the bike club don't have the bandwidth for it. So.
Okay.
I'd make a motion approving the Plymouth County cyclist request of $3,000 for the Frosty Cross event.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Action item number 5, we have a 5-day liquor license request for Bockers. An application has been received from the following: a new 5-day liquor license for Bockers Sports Bar on September 17 for the northeast portion of O'Toole Park, in between the playground and skate park for the skateboard competition. It will be a fenced-off beer garden. In the beer garden will be picnic tables. The application was not approved by police or fire department, nor was the diagram submitted for approval. The police and fire chiefs are recommending the license be denied. All activities and events should be addressed to City Hall well in advance of the event date for pre-approval from the city and fire chiefs, and to take to the city council.
I have a question. Is there already someone providing alcoholic beverages in that event?
To our knowledge, no. And the request, Jim can correct me if I'm wrong, this came in late last week. The fire chief and myself knew nothing about it. We weren't showing diagrams, we had found out about the skate park event earlier in the week.
Facebook, Jessica actually found it, and we didn't know anything
I didn't know
about it.
anything about this event.
They have the wrong address on the application, they have the park address on there. They know, they've done this before, that we have to look at the fencing for exiting and square footage and all their stuff to transfer their liquor license. So in good faith, I can't tell the state, yeah, they're doing everything right, because we have no idea what they're doing.
Right, and I'm fine with that. I was
Yeah.
just curious, like who is actually putting on the skate event?
It's Reside Properties, Wise Eye, Bockers, and some CBD oil thing.
Okay, because when they opened that and they had the big event, there was a beer garden there, and Wise Eye had some beers there, and I don't know if
Right.
other people did.
And we
And it
actually-
seemed like it worked out all
We
right.
spoke with Ben, and he was under the assumption that they were going to use their own facilities after the thing at the park for people to come to. Ben even has a food truck planned out front that day, Wise Eye. So that's kind of caught us all off guard. We didn't know anybody wanted anything in the park.
That's my questions.
I would make a motion denying the 5-day liquor license to Bockers.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of denying the 5-day liquor license to Bockers, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
I think the key takeaway here, Mayor, is that people who want to do things and use city facilities and city property need to come in well in advance or ask way ahead of time than these last minute couple of days before things. That makes it really tough on all of us to try to help them out. We want to help them, but we got to have a little more notice.
Yeah, and most people don't understand the logistics of approving such a request and the way we have to stick our necks out as public officials and government employees to say that this event is approved and safe, and it's more than just a rubber stamp. So, yeah, please keep that in mind for all, and that's true of all events. And we've had some, I don't want to say issues lately, but some things come up, and part of it's some people turning over, longtime employees of the Chamber of Commerce knew how things ran. Now we got new folks in there, and we've got some turnover in the city, and people don't always know who to come to, but City Hall is your safe bet, and start there. So ask questions.
And plan ahead.
And plan
And
ahead.
give it some time, like you
Yeah.
said. This is very short notice stuff, so.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Discussion. Jason.
Okay, airport, was Tom?
No, he left.
2/3 complete with the paving. 24 days past deadline, so that's where we're Central Avenue, we did a walkthrough of that project Wednesday, I believe, of last week. Generated a punch list, so that was distributed to Steve Harris. So they got a few things to work on for that.
Overall, it looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it does. I mean, what's on the punch list? Just,
There might have been some cleanup stuff, some additional backfilling,
Okay.
some low areas.
Minor stuff.
Maybe a few
couple
places that weren't
water
seeded
shutoffs. What's that?
Was it all seated yet? I know not that long ago.
I think
some
there was
spots.
one spot that we questioned way on the south end on the west side that didn't appear to have any type of seed.
That's what I'm thinking
I figured.
about. Just want to make sure, the sign's gone thing, the seeds.
Yeah. Business 75 crosswalk,
Yes.
lights are ordered, so we're about,
Push button?
yeah, just like the Central Avenue.
Okay,
ones.
excellent.
Month and a half to 2 months before they get here though.
And we're gonna do a paint job on the, can he get the paint job going before winter so that if we get the lights, we can still get that thing up and running? Or not?
We can, I think I can look, but I think the poles to attach the things are coming sooner than later.
Okay, so I mean, if we can stay on that, I really appreciate that.
I think you're all aware, I had Terracon do some sampling of the old Public Works building and the YMCA Annex building, testing for asbestos in both of them. Both of them came back with some degree of asbestos in them. So I currently have an RFP out to those types of contractors to get a price for removal of those, so. In Old Public Works building, it was the tile, floor tile and the mastic underneath it. And then the annex building was the caulking around the windows. So, more to come, and I'll let you know how much that stuff costs. Fall cleanup is this week. So all property owners can take advantage of that.
That landfill, you mean?
Yep.
1,000 pounds?
Yep. Yep.
When are the hours?
When are they open? 8 to 4?
8 to 4, I think.
Is that this Saturday?
It was
Or the whole?
6th through the 10th. Yeah, so it'd be.
It counts Saturday.
Saturday.
Yep.
And correct me if I'm wrong here on this one, Greg, Loves, September 29th.
That's their target date. Dave and myself did our final walkthrough last week. Everything was good, fire apparatuses, the alarm system was good. They've got I've talked to the electrician, his final inspection is done, I've got his report. They got a couple of very minor loose ends to wrap up, but the construction company is looking to turn it over, the property, so to speak, to Loves by the middle of this month, and their target opening date is September 29th.
And then with that, Scott Knife and I met with REC, because that's their territory out there, to put in some additional lights on Key Avenue. Actually, a second light at the intersection of Key Avenue and 24th Street. Okay, to better light up that intersection. And then 2 additional street lights in between their driveways. Loves has 3 driveways out there, so we'll stick some more lights in there. Those are a little ways out, but that's all I had.
Jacob?
I don't have anything today.
Mark?
Nope.
Steve?
No, nothing.
I don't have anything in particular. Clark?
Airport, 3/4 done, but moving forward. They're on site.
I was up, yeah, they were out there this morning.
Okay, so I mean, but moving forward, we're not waiting for cement from Ukraine
I
or,
don't, no issues
okay.
that I've heard of.
All right, anymore. And then when will that be? It's gotta sit there for 10 days, 12 days, 25 days?
Yeah, well, actually, I mean, so they're doing it like in 3 strips.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, the first strip, typically it's 7 days.
Highway is, or whatever, driveway
I
is.
mean, so they're testing beams
Okay,
to make sure it reaches the strength.
okay.
So, by the time they get done with the 3rd strip and some little ancillary work around there, it should all be
Okay.
to cure time, so.
But is cure time and penalty time? I mean, completion date is the date, it's the measurement, right? So I mean, when they hand us the keys and say your airport's ready to go, we can start landing planes, that's the end of the
Not
construction.
exactly sure, Clark.
Okay, just curious.
I mean, there may even be a substantial completion date and a final completion date. So substantial would be like you're talking about.
Usage,
Everything is done.
okay,
Essentially, everything is constructed. Final completion date would be, everything is basically approved.
okay, okay. I was just curious.
Yeah.
All right.
Brian? Nothing. Okay. Last item is proposed closed session. It's recommended that the council enter a closed session to discuss the purchase or sale of real estate.
Motion to enter closed session under Iowa Code Section 21.5, where the disclosure of the discussion of purchase or sale of real estate would be to the disadvantage of the city.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Wick,
Yes.
Bruns,
Yes.
Sturgeon,
Yes.
Goodchild.
Yes.
Motion carried. We will move into closed session.